Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the week ending 13th of September 2025. Mandelson's reputation's in shreds as more light on his past is shed, and Starmer sees red as another crisis comes to a head, which he tries to put to bed but receives just criticism instead. Jerusalem and Doha bloodshed as more Middle East hatred is bred. Russia's aggression spreads, filling the West with dread. A meeting between Charles and Harry goes ahead, but between Harry and William not a word is said. Charley Kirk shot dead. Whether Angela Rayner told a few lies, or was a little unwise and got bad advice, or indeed whether all these things materialised, the ruptures caused were of significant size, and the fallout from Angela coming to grief was that Steve Reed took over her housing brief and Dave Lammy took her deputy PM role, as Starmer embarked on the rigmarole of a reshuffle of his cabinet pack to try and get his government back on track. On Sunday the full reshuffle was complete. The music stopped with some MPs in a new seat. The most notable shifting of cabinet chairs saw Yvette Cooper swap home for foreign affairs. Lammy lost the Foreign Office, and in many eyes the Deputy PM job was his consolation prize, while Shabana Mahmood probably gained the most, taking up the prestigious Home Secretary post. But the Prime Minister's nightmare goes on and on. The guy just can't seem to do right for wrong. Another week, another of his top picks is gone. This time it was the turn of Mandelson. Peter's role was to roll the pitch for the Don to ensure he and our PM got along, and in that role some would say he had shone, whether or not his credentials to do it were strong. In diplomatic circles he knew how to swan, but in his cupboard there was a skeleton. Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book from 2003 to celebrate the paedophile turning 50 contained an embarrassing eclectic mix of salacious innuendo and revealing pics, and those in the photos with their knowing smiles now distance themselves with desperate denials. Except Donald, who rode it out in true Trump style, disassociating himself with the paedophile, claimed he'd lost contact with Epstein for a long while before he topped himself while awaiting his trial. As for Trump's birthday message in the book, whichever way you look, it gives a bad look, a smutty exchange between two middle-aged blokes. But Trump just insists the whole thing's a hoax. Mandelson was more circumspect and warned that some more embarrassing revelations were yet to come. But what had already been seen was bad enough. He called Epstein his best pal, amongst other stuff. On Thursday, the Prime Minister finally sacked him, having, for Pete's sake, first chosen to back him. So, with Peter out, would the whole thing peter out? That's what the Prime Minister hoped, no doubt. But even many Labour backbenchers are asking how the call that turned out so contentious had been made to bring Mandelson back in from the cold, a decision that now seems foolish, not bold. And also what made Starmer take so long to admit that he probably got the call wrong. And Kemi Badenoch seemed to see a chance to have the PM's misery further enhanced. The leader of the opposition made a proposition for their parties to adopt a common position, to work together on welfare reform, to defeat Labour members who refused to conform. On Monday in Jerusalem, Israeli bloodshed when terrorists at a bus station shot 6 people dead. For many, though, Israel's response was a step too far, an airstrike on Doha, the capital of Qatar. While even allies said it was way too extreme, Israel said they meant to kill Hamas's top team, who were in Doha to discuss once again a way of bringing the Gaza war to an end. The number of Hamas officials killed was 5, but the key targets Israel wanted dead survived. And for a moment it seemed we were on the abyss, the whole world teetering on a precipice, because attention-seeking Putin got in on the act with Poland's airspace being attacked. The Kremlin claimed it wasn't done on purpose. No one believes them, and the West gets nervous. Charley Kirk was a firebrand, skilled in debate, who some said preached right-wing politics of hate. Online he was followed like the Pied Piper. His campus tours would get students hyper, from the right-wing fanatic to the left-wing griper, until Wednesday when he was shot by a sniper. On Utah Valley campus, a single gunshot punctured Kirk's neck, just about killed him on the spot. Dead at 31 years old, and for what? Some would say a lot, some might say diddly squat. Ironically, he was known for once saying that the odd gun death was a price worth paying in order for the right to bear arms to stay as it's always been in the USA. Tyler Robinson, it seems, was the one with the gun, because after spending barely a day on the run, the 22-year-old told his dad what he'd done, and he effectively snitched on his own son. In another story about a son and father, Harry on Wednesday had royal watchers in a lather as he found time in his busy programme to have tea with the king, who is, of course, his old man. There'd been no word between them, as far as we know, since the king learnt he had cancer 19 months ago. Harry still chose, though, to give a swerve to his bro.